Hi, I'm Jackie Martin. I'm a 52-year-old single woman. I live in North Minneapolis. I'm an Urban Homeworks resident of 11 years. You can't really do anything in life without stable housing. You can't have a job really without stable housing. I mean, you can have a job, but to know where you're going when you get off work, to have a warm place to be, have a warm place to wake up to prepare yourself for that job. Stable housing is pretty much everything. It's your whole makeup. It means everything. It's everything. It's attached to everything you do in life, stable housing. It's been some years now, but I was facing eviction because of an illness that I had, and I was hospitalized, and no one stabilized my housing, so I was facing eviction. That was prior to me coming to Urban Homeworks. And I wasn't like in the streets, homelessness, but I didn't have a place of my own. So in my opinion, that was homelessness. Most people in those positions really want a hand up. They don't want a hand out. I think this program creates a hand up. And you know, as long as you give them a hand up, they're willing to grasp that and be able to stabilize themselves and feel proud about that. So I think this program would help them feel prideful and humane and be able to care for their families. A handout is just something that's temporary, but a hand up is something that'll last a lifetime. It is what stabilizes families. But if you give a hand up, then they'll be able to create their own hand and possibly hand their hand to the next person. There's lots of people out there without stable housing who really deserve to be in stable housing. They just need a little bit of help, and this bill would help them create stable housing for their families and allow their children to grow up in stable houses where they can be able to go to school every day and come home to a nice warm home, because there's a lot of families hurting because they don't have stable housing, and this bill would create that for them. I know that not having stable housing can create a lot of problems for people's life, and problems that they don't necessarily put upon themselves or even want for themselves. I don't see it as such a hard thing for the Capitol or the legislators to provide for people. Because it's just the passing of a bill that makes a world of a difference for our country, that needs something that, you know, could possibly change the trajectory of the world, you know, could really, really, really change it and, you know, make people more prideful and make them want to get out and get a job and to take care of their housing, to pay for their housing, you know, and really take care of themselves. If you have a heart and if you've ever felt the heart of someone who doesn't have stable housing, you would vote for the legislation on this vote.
If you had that extra resource every month, what do you imagine you would be able to do?
You know, I want to do something that I haven't done in years and I've always wanted to do, and that's probably go back to school. I kind of started out when I graduated from high school right out into the workforce, and I never had a chance to go back to school, and I think at this point in my life I want to try to go back to school. I know I'm kind of an older student now, but I want to go back to school and maybe get my bachelor's degree or even my master to earn more money to live better. I've always had a passion for young people, so I probably would want to open up like a rec center or some place where kids can go and feel safe in an environment where they can share with their other friends, where they can get some classes like depression, anxiety, homelessness, you know, classes where that will help them through their lives as they're growing up in this world.
If you and your family always knew that you didn't have to think about home, like home was always be there for you.
Yeah.
What do you think would have been different for you?
I probably would have my youth center by now. That's always been a passion of mine. And it's very needed nowadays. And I feel kind of sad that I had not had it by now. But I think if I had not had to work to live and work to stabilize my housing, I think I would have been on a better path to my passion by now.